So, the Blue Room in the house. Sunday Night Live, babies. Just a nice, chill, under an hour stream. And AC/DC is first in the house. First, but not last. Grasshopper, you're starting a little early with the trolling. Relax. And if you must know, I don't have any underwear on. I'm just wearing my sweats from Aviator Nation. But thank you for being concerned. I'm a little bit sad because of the way the Pittsburgh Steelers performed. But it is a very long season, so you can't win them all. But now they got to play Kansas City this week. That's going to be a tough one. But there's something about the Chiefs that just isn't right this year. Like would they beat Cleveland 21-7? But it really wasn't a dominating performance. And Cleveland had a lot of turnovers, So I don't know what's going on in Kansas City, but they're vulnerable, even though they're 12-1. That would have been a nice game for the Chiefs to lose, and if the Steelers won. But it didn't work out like that. So you move on, babies. And how about moving on to, we got 25 people in here and 1 like. Anton, are you and Grasshopper related? But at least my beloved Los Angeles Kings are doing well. What up, Ryan? Just a quick impromptu stream. A little later on Sunday night than I wanted, but I had some stuff to do. I had some business to attend to. So I'm glad you guys are all in here and we could chat for a bit. And I don't know if anyone else is streaming right now, but who cares? I see a lot of new people in the stream. That's good too. Hit the like and subscribe button, please. It helps Earl out. It helps get a larger audience in here so that the stream and the chat can be more fun. And, we got a good mix in here of OGs from the Earlverse, fans of my stand-up, and, the UK Bischoff in the house, a new OG. Bet on that, baby. So welcome aboard, Eric. Good to see you. The set at the Comedy Store went very well last night. Of course, my 12:15 spot became 12:45. But now, Peter, that's a little personal, right? But no. But I welcome all gay fans. We have a legend in this stream called Ben Dover. I'm going to assume that's not his real name, but we welcome all races, ethnicities, and sexual orientations in the Earl world. Come on in, man. Of course, when you only have a stream of 15 people in here, you can't be too picky, to be frank. So, and thank you, Ryan. 2020 was a good year for me. Seems like a lifetime ago. It's crazy that we're almost in 2025. But here we are. Well, don't worry about it, Anton. Don't worry about it. I'm always fresh, if you know what I mean. I'm actually a very clean person, if you can believe that. Well, I think there's a lot of gay trolls in here right now. But we're here. The Barbados party was really just for the VIP customers, William. Um, new, what would it be? The spring sale and the new arrivals. Uh, so, Anton, you're getting a little old already. I mean, 6 minutes in, I'm already tired of you. The gay trolls in here tonight are out of control. But, a lot of, you know, exclusive customers there, stylists for TV shows. And, Earl today, Chad said behind the scenes, you like the dabble. Well, yeah, it's great entertainment for me. It's pro wrestling. Uh, so I listen to MLC every day. I listen to Melton in the mornings when I can get up or when I'm going to sleep. I used to listen to Win by Two a lot, but for some reason I don't as much. Nothing against John, but I just I'm busy now. Moving and grooving, so I don't have the time to devote to. You gotta in the Dabbleverse, you gotta pick like 2 or 3 shows, and then that's it. I do find the what up, Jose? The content very repetitive. I mean, I never really found Stuttering John interesting in the first place, but he's made a lot of people a lot of money, so good for them, I guess. Yeah, the Lightning are coming back. Um, William, you know what to do with John Crane. Out of here. But this is life of the trolls, you know. I don't understand people like him. Like, it's not even funny what he's saying. Chap in the house. I don't know if you are a friend or foe, but welcome. Please welcome aboard the Earl world, the Earlverse. So yeah, I mean, I would say Chad is correct in that, but I don't go on anyone's shows anymore. I mean, Ray invited me on a couple weeks ago. I didn't even call him back. um, you know, um, Chad's asked me to do a few non-Dabbleverse shows, but the problem is I go on those, and then they clip them and whatnot. It's just like boring to me. Yeah, well, we welcome the trolls here, but let's try and be at least funny. We don't talk about Jeff Ross in this stream, not even for super chats. Jordan, we don't do that. Did you see MVP's story? MVP gave me a shout out. He said, "Nice conducting business with you." I am well, Rudy. Thank you very much. No drones that I can see. Certainly not like there is on, well, I had a animation gig. What's up, Levi? I'm not going to sit there and lose an animation gig to go on Gino's show. And that's the day he got his YouTube channel struck. So, like, he had more important things to do. No, what happened was Magnum TA himself refunded me my money for my Kamala and Medusa doll. And I told him, listen, I'll buy them first thing when you get them in stock. I will never pre-order again. But thanks to the fans, I can, William Zoom and a few others who, let's just say they made ProWrestling.com or whatever, PowerTownWrestling.com aware of my displeasure. And that's the great thing about the power of social media. Social media sucks in a lot of ways, but when you have a cause that your fan base can stand behind, it's pretty cool. Have you considered streaming on OnlyFans? I didn't even know that was an option. Yes, I mean, check out Jordan's travel vlog, the best in the business. What up, John? San Antonio, go Spurs, and the old I believe it was a CHL hockey team, the San Antonio Iguanas. You should see how Maven announced he has a Patreon. Good for him. Um, Magnum TA plays classical guitar. I did not know that. I find that hard to believe given his current shalom, lahaim to life, given his current physical condition. But thank you, Martian. I know. Well, I don't care about the newbie haters. I really don't. Um, Jesus, you know, I know, but see, I can't. I can't really read the chat if I don't have my spectacles on. So let me see if this will help because I care about the. I care about the. Let's see if this helps. There we go. Now you can't see me at all. But that's not working. So we're gonna have to let's see if we can go to this background. There we go. A little bit of light there. You can see my face a little bit. What up, MA in the house? Maven? A lot of people say I do look like John Cena. I don't see it. I don't watch WWE. I am AEW for life. Hinted by my last two purchases at the ProWrestlingTees.com, where I got I'm now an official member of the Hurt Syndicate. And then the MXM collection, just the tips. So this comedy store is treating me very good. I love Emily. Shout out to Emily. I mean, it is weird what the drones are. I have no idea what's going on. I did not buy the Eric Bischoff bib, but you were with me when I bought this. The Eric Bischoff doll, I guess you would call it. Now, you would think being on the Ric Flair roast, they would have thrown me a freebie, but these are heavy glasses, no doubt about it. Well, Slur, I can offer a few guarantees in life, but I would say that I get more pussy than the whole stream put together, so don't worry about it. You got it, Robert John. I mean, Pat Dixon definitely did look a little rough. Yeah, so if you super chat, I will. I don't like to hold you guys hostage for money. We've been doing this stream now 14 minutes. I haven't brought up money once, unlike most every other stream. But yes, I will. So here are the things I will answer for money, honey. WWE questions, Dabbleverse questions, and all Jeff Ross questions are $100 and up. I have to discourage you guys from asking me questions about him. I did meet Conrad Thompson. He was a nice guy. I know Batista looked like Lou Diamond Phillips, and someone else brought up first Harris. I doubt that, Mitchell. Hello. See, I answer the trolls. I feel like Philip Seymour Hoffman talking to some of you guys right now, to be honest with you. Yes, I am 56 years old, to be completely honest in full disclosure. But, I don't mind it. Well, I met Pat at Hackamania, so that's my first time meeting him. He's a nice enough guy. We didn't talk a lot, but he got there late, I believe. So, I mean, Spa, anything's possible. Yeah. Well, I mean, I can't talk about Pat Patterson. It's all good. Listen, mama. All right. Well, Spy can't help you there. I embrace the trolls. I've never had a troll get the best of me on here yet, but it's all good. We're just doing a little Sunday night stream, man. I don't dox anyone on this stream. I don't talk about others' kids or, their past jobs, man. You want that? Uh, you know, yeah, yeah. I mean, 100% spa. It is kind of trippy, the glasses. Unfortunately, I need to. Where's Jared Levin? Who knows, man? Although I am doing a show at an underground comedy club tonight. That's what you have to love about the comedy in LA. Last night I'm in a sold out room in the main room at the Comedy Store. Tonight I'll be playing in front of a bunch of degenerates. But that's all right. I don't watch WWE, Mitchell. I'm a AEW man. I saw the owner of the Kookaburra Lounge at the Improv Christmas party where Corey Holcomb allegedly hit a woman. So that's the talk of the party. Um, I don't know what those drones are. I mean, I think if they were dangerous, the military would shoot them down. So maybe it's the military looking at us. I don't know. I do have a gig tonight. I'm very curious about the drones. It is kind of scary that some say some of them are the size of a small car. I mean, that's pretty trippy to me. Uh, but I don't like how the government is kind of being nonchalant about it. They're not really giving us an answer, which means, something's up. George Perez did 2 shows at the Comedy Store. Every now and then I'll make a comedy. I'll make some Christmas jokes. Yes, this is very random, this stream. Um, I don't know, Spa. I mean, listen, I don't think anyone knows what the drones are about. Um, it's really, yeah, I mean, it's definitely some sort of surveillance, but I don't know what the hell you would be surveilling in New Jersey. I mean, that's a shithole. Um, but I don't know if we'll ever get an answer. To be honest with you, I mean, there's been some wonky stuff happening with Biden. I'll tell you that much right now. I mean, does he even know like what's going on in the skies over New Jersey? I don't watch WWE programming. Yeah, I mean it is kind of wacky. Tornadoes in Frisco, drones all over the place. What were those random weather balloons? Was it 2 years ago over the Midwest in Oregon? We still haven't really found out what that was about. So, but the drones are so high profile. I can't imagine they'd be something from China or Russia, but who knows? Um, it's just very mysterious, I guess you would say. I mean, you might be right there. I mean, I don't want to turn this stream into the Alex Jones Power Hour, but we don't have an answer yet. Um, Nuclear. I mean, listen, anything's on the table. Was Lifshitz at the store last night? I did not see him, to be honest with you. Um, I got there about 11:30. I did not see him. My gig is anywhere from 8 to 11 p.m. So I'm going to show up around 10, do my thing, and leave. Yes, Jordan, we're all Team Trump now. Here we go. Um, well, I mean, it is kind of weird. You think what's the major airport in Jersey? LaGuardia? Or is that in Jersey or is that in New York? These drones could be dangerous to incoming planes or, um, outgoing planes. So I would think I would not feel comfortable flying into New Jersey with these fucking things flying all around the place. No, I'm not opening up for Michael Winslow. He got popped last week in Alabama. So I'm going to open up for TK Carter at the Rib Hut in Tupelo, Mississippi. Get ready for the alien. I mean, who knows? Maybe they are aliens. Dean is alumni. I just saw Dean last week at the Comedy Store Christmas party. Yes, 100% Mario. Uh, yeah, I didn't. Is that recent, Rudy? Or that was an old story, right? Well, the gig tonight is at a place called Accidental Chaos. It's literally in a pretty wacky part of town, and you have to go in through a real seedy alley. And right next door is a recording studio for rappers. So, and they big rappers like I've seen Dr. Dre walk in there. So, it's just a very eclectic mix of wildness, a lot of homeless. It's by the Sirius XM building. Yes, that would be Michael Winslow, Chicken Man. Oh yeah, he'd have a field day. What is in place of Art Bell? Does George Norrie still do it? Um, well, I don't know about that spot. I mean, last I heard, he was alive and well. But I'm not a big rap fan. Which is he George Norrie still does it? Okay. I mean, I used to have the best Sunday night listening um, habit of the Matt Drudge radio show from 7 to 10, and then George Norrie, Art Bell at the time, Art Bell from what was he like 10 to 2, and then William Bennett had a show. The guy that got popped for gambling debts. It was I would write jokes and listen to all those shows. I do miss Michael Winslow is a comic from the 80s. I never got into Phil Hendry, to be honest with you. I mean, I got the butt of most of it, or I got the jokes. I don't know. But people love the guy. So I did not personally dig it. I would love to free Mr. Beast and interview him. I would imagine if I interviewed Mr. Beast on my YouTube channel, I'd probably get 100,000 subscribers like that. But how do you reach out to someone on YouTube? Or is he on Instagram? I can't really. Oh, P. Diddy's streaming from the jail, I guess. Um, oh, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be. I mean, the cops know who's on the Diddy tapes. I mean, they've probably looked at the tapes, with a fine tooth comb. So, some people are sweating. Um, yes. 100%. But I loved Matt Drudge. His radio show was more my speed. Uh, well, I mean, it is weird. Like, I know, I think on Rogan specifically, Ally Mack was really probably the last one to benefit from it, greatly. I think she got literally like 50 or 60,000 followers from it. I loved KFI back in the day. Well, I mean, some comics went to those parties. Now I haven't seen any comics names attached to them, but you just know, and you could guess who. But I don't want to get fucking sued, so you know, I mean, she's the hot girl. I mean, personally, I think Sarah Tiana's funnier, but I think Sarah and Nikki are friends. I mean, Sarah writes on all those roasts. So I never listened to Heidi and Frank, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, she's got that dry, deadpan delivery. Kind of looks a little bit like um, Billie Eilish, but maybe not as busty. And she's very cool. We've done some shows together. I think the last show we did was at the Long Beach Laugh Factory, which is a real dump. I mean, it's this gigantic comedy club that's never full. Um, I mean, I think I saw one picture of J Lo and Jay Z and someone else barely clothed at one of those Diddy parties. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, they were kind of private. Yeah, but she in the early days she judged roast battle once or twice, but she wasn't really a part of the show. And I mean, I think in the early days of roast battle, really not many paid regulars were a part of the show. I was really the only paid regular, along with Moses, participating on the show every week. And then Hinchcliffe would show up a little bit. And who else? I mean, obviously, Jeff's a paid regular, but he wasn't there the first 2 years or a year and a half. So, really, me and Moses were the only paid regulars attached to Roast Battle. And most of the paid regulars didn't like the show. They just thought it was like some shitty, hacky roast, basically a slightly elevated Yo Mama. Um, so much love, much love for that. Thank you, I Marie. I appreciate it. I have not yet cracked the algorithm of YouTube, but I have seemed to get a bit more better at picking off subscribers. So, oh, I don't mind the haters. I mean, I've done comedy for 25 years. You know, I knew when I got passed at the Comedy Store, some people didn't think I should be passed. Fuck them. Peter Chicken Man, honest question. If Neil appears on Diddy tapes, does KB covers it? Shit, is a pig's dick pork? What up, Jackson? Well, thank you very much, Spy. I appreciate that. Um, I mean, listen, like that's how sometimes you get on a podcast. That guy Maton. I don't really. I saw him with David Lucas. I didn't watch it because I'm just not interested in David Lucas, to be honest. But and I've known Theo for 10 to. I don't do impressions. What am I? Fred Trabalina. Um, so but that's how a lot of times you get on a podcast is, one tweet, one Instagram thing, and hey, let's have Skakel on. Uh, I mean, I just find David Lucas to be, like Patrice O'Neill light, you know. When you're going on Joe Rogan, well, it's not really up to me. Is that the real Zoom, or is that just a man named Z? Yeah, but that's different. That's different. Falcone was a legend. Um, Bro, Neil shows up on the tapes. Oh yeah, I mean Dave Sarah. Like if I mean, can you imagine the super chats Kevin would get if Neil was on those things? Yeah, for super chats, I do impressions of people I know, or I do sing the Click Five song "Just the Girl." Um, I mean, that would help me out a lot, but it ain't Theo's job to help me. But that's definitely a podcast I would love to do because we get along. I mean, every time I see Theo, we make each other laugh. So I know it would be a good stream, but I can't force my way onto these fucking things. I know me and Rogan would be a great interview because I don't take any bullshit. And I think Joe's a really good interviewer. So he would wind me up. He'd probably go, "All right, Earl, it's good to see you, man. Hey, what's your problem with Jeff Ross?" And then, it would go for there for 3 fucking hours. So I know I have a very unique most played list on Spotify. Do you miss the Comedy Store podcast? I loved going on it with Rick and Eleanor because I'm friends with both. The Doorcast I never really listened to be honest with you. Um, but I was thinking about it, man. You think the cash cow that the Comedy Store missed out on? They probably could have had the Joe Rogan Experience done at the store, Theo's podcast done at the store. I mean, Marin always did it out of his garage, but Burr, I mean, there was an opportunity to turn the podcast network into a fucking gold mine. Instead, they ended up with the Comedy Store Wrestling podcast. Hello. See, I'll roast myself. Um, what up, Steve Jr.? Don't worry about it. You're in the stream. I'll tell you my name if you super chat me. Hello. See, I'm shilling for money, honey. Yes, Adam Egid. A lot of Comedy Store people are at the mothership. I believe Adam Egid is the booker. Carrie Mitchell is the lead bartender. She was the lead bartender at the Comedy Store. I believe Jody he was one of the managers at the Comedy Store. He's now the manager at the mothership. And a few of the waitresses are there, Jasmine, and maybe one or two other people. Um, I mean, it obviously hurt. Um, you can't, but I still think Emily has done a great job. I mean, when you look at, she's taking over for a very popular Booker and Adam. She's coming into a pandemic. Um, when you look at the people who left, you got Rogan left, Joey Diaz left, Theo Vaughn left, Tim Dillon left, uh, Josh Wolf left, Steve Byrne left. Sebastian's, doesn't go up there a lot anymore because he's doing movies. So, there's probably about 10 A-list headliners left. And then you had Kill Tony leave. That was a popular show, whether you like it or not. It is a popular show. And so, frankly, it's opened up opportunity. Holtzman went to Austin, and I basically get his spots. So, I don't know if I would say a lot of comics are angry that those guys left. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of people didn't like those comics. Now I got along with all of them, but, I will say there's more opportunity now for me now that they're gone. In terms of like the crowds, the crowds are building back again. I mean, you're basically going to have to replace those 10 headliners with, it's like a hockey team calling up players from the minors. You've got to, um, you know, replace the players who leave for free agency. There's nothing Emily can do. It's not like she's putting me up instead of Rogan. She's putting up who's here. Yeah, I mean, Dalia, that his whole situation, Callan's situation, I mean, Shab was never a paid regular at the store, so I can't watch it. I don't watch specials. A crew, I'm going to have to get that in English. I'm not exactly sure what you're saying. Um, well, yeah, like Mateo Lane recently did a night at the store, and he's obviously a New York guy. Uh, I don't know what Killing Kevin is. I mean, I would go to New York for the Kevin Brennan roast. Um, I think, if you added me to that and kept, like a lot of the same people who did it, it'd be an all timer. Well, it's not really surprising when you're accused of sexual assault. It's just bad business. Now he has his side of the story too, and so uh, you know, I've always said when someone gets accused of something, you got to listen to their side of the story, the girl's side of the story, and then you make your own decision. But I don't think so. I mean, I think enough time has passed where you could have the same group. You could have Gino. You could have you know who else was on that? That girl, the old Patty, the girl who killed. Bachetti, obviously, and then you throw in some new people like, say, me and Melton, and then it would be, just, like a 2.0. Yeah, you got to have Chad on, and then, I'm trying to think, maybe Mark Norman would come in, if he's in town. I would definitely go to New York for that. I mean, I probably would have, you know, gotten on Gutfeld because of that. Uh, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would go there for that, but is this? Yes, it is. How I always talk. You sound like RoboCop. Well, he's a very successful movie character, so I'll take that. Um, what do you mean the list? I mean, you could, but that would be, you get some new blood in there. You get another girl in there, like Christy Miller. Very funny New York comic. Comedy Store paid regular. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's that. Kevin's obviously much bigger with. Um, how his show is a lot bigger than it was around that roast. So I think it would be fun, just an excuse. Or, maybe you have it about someone else. Maybe you have it about Chad. You do the Chad roast, and Kevin can be on the dais. Um, so, I mean, I think it would be really fun to do. And, I think that, uh, there'd be a lot of talent in that room. He's probably on his vacation. I will say though about Gutfeld, you really appreciate him as a host with Tyrus hosting because it's definitely different. I mean, Tyrus is a good sidekick to Gutfeld, but I don't think he's a good host. I mean, it's definitely like you can tell how skilled um, that. Well, thank you, Corey. I appreciate that. I have not. I don't watch a lot of shows on YouTube. Um, Tyrus is, yeah, I'm 100% there, Jordan. Uh, exactly, Spa. I mean, and that's not a knock on Tyrus. It's just, he's like, when Adam Carolla filled in for Stern, it's just, he was set up to fail just because his name literally wasn't Howard Stern. So I think that, um, you just have to, um, it's hard when you're replacing someone. But, Gutfeld is great because he's almost got like that Johnny Carson uh, talent of he's funnier when he bombs because he has a great save line. And he's got great writers on that show. I mean, Nick DiPaolo. I mean, like that's the real deal. You get Nick DiPaolo to be on the Chad roast. Tom Cassidy. What a Ravi. Yeah, I mean Corey Feldman. He judged the roast battle. He was pretty funny on it, from what I remember. Uh, yeah, I mean, but it's just hard to replace someone. Usually, I mean, the only guy who probably ever replaced anyone with any degree of success was Brian Johnson replacing Bon Scott. I mean, they had some great albums with Brian Johnson. So he's about the only one where you could say, not that he was better than Bon Scott, because most AC/DC fans probably would say, I wish Bon Scott wouldn't have died. But, I would say outside of that, it's really pretty tough to replace. Yeah, I mean, look at George Norrie replacing Art Bell. I mean, George Norrie's very good, but he's not Art Bell. And no one's replaced Matt Drudge. I mean, he just had that 7 to 10. I mean, Matt Drudge was one of my first introductions into really the world of trolling, where the host was trolling the listeners. Kind of very similar to Art Bell, which is why I'm assuming they had them so close to each other. I can do a high pitched voice, but I'm not going to get paid for it. I get paid for my low, grumbling growl. Like I don't think anyone who can do a high pitched voice can imitate the Predator from, or I'm sorry, can imitate the Indian from the movie Predator like I can. Now, the guy who played my son in the Jellies, which is still on 3 networks, Tyler, the creators of the Jellies, HBO Max, Adult Swim, and the Cartoon Network. I did not look like Matt Rife when I was younger. Well, I was at the gym once, and I went upstairs to use the pee-pee room. And when I got out, Bill Duke was on the life cycle in an all-white jumpsuit. And I didn't want to bother him when he was working out. But when he was walking out, I kind of chased him out into the parking lot. I'm like, hey, Mr. Duke, I'm a big fan. Predator's like my favorite movie, and Commando and Car Wash. And he just looks down on me because he's like 6'6". He's like, and he talks like he does in Predator. He's like, thanks a lot. I was expecting him to throw in anytime. So, I mean, the Jellies was good. It was highly rated for a cartoon. It was considered a hit. Not like Beavis and Butthead or South Park, but it did very well because Tyler's fan base watched it, and a lot of Tyler's fan base didn't like it, but they watched it. Hay watched it, I guess. Um, and Tyler just didn't want to do it anymore. But he's such an interesting guy that I could see him going, "Hey, fuck it, let's do another season." Like just 3 years later. We're gonna go to 50 minutes, guys. I have to cut it 10 minutes short of an hour. So we got another 9 minutes. So get them questions on. Yeah, Car Wash, great. Franklin Ajay was in Car Wash. He was, if you watch the movie Convoy, which I know some of you have, including Zoom, he was Spider Mike in Convoy. So, were you in the voice? No, I was not. Do you know Mike Hawk? I don't. Is he related to Tony or Hawk, the Road Warrior? Hello, boing. Um, I was in SAG before that, but I was not in the Voice Actors Guild. Um, well, let me tell you something. I mean, the world of voiceovers is incredibly hard to break into. And now I've broken into it, but because my voice is so unique in terms of the deepness of it, the baritone nature of it, that and because I was the lead on an Adult Swim cartoon, I only really go up against celebrities. I go up against, and I've said this before, but Dylan McDermott, Rob Riggle, Billy Brown, one of my favorite character actors. If you watch Sons of Anarchy seasons 5 to 7, he was the bad guy, August Marks. Um, and I go Michael Richardson, who was on the Jellies as well. Um, so, and I'm sure I go up against other celebrities that I don't know about. Um, when I was, a young boy, I had a deep voice. And the older I've gotten, the deeper it's gotten, which is great for me. I mean, it's just, the thing is, and Jordan knows, any update on you working on Bad Friends, Hulu cartoon? I mean, I reached out to Santino, and he knows of my interest. Yes, 100%. I win in the game of life with um, being neighbors with OJ. But the crazy thing about voiceover acting is that there's not that many gigs. Like if you're a successful or if you're a good comic, you can work a weekend at a good club. I mean, there's probably anywhere from 3 to 5 A clubs in every state. Now it varies from state to state. I mean, obviously, Alaska does not. Some would probably argue it doesn't have one A club, but there's a lot of opportunity in the world of stand-up if you're funny. But in the world of voiceovers, there's not like 100 great cartoons and animated movies every week. And there's a couple a month, and the roles are very, very hard to get. I mean, voiceover auditions are 1,000 times harder than stand-up gigs, and I never thought I'd say that because the world of stand-up was very hard for me to crack. It took me probably 14 years to crack the comedy world when I got past at the Comedy Store. But even then, I don't know if I would say I cracked it. But here we are, doing a Sunday night stream to my homies. Tara Strong is hot chicken, man. I will agree with you on that one. That's a fact, Jack, as your brother would say. So I haven't seen Neil in a while at the Comedy Store. He must be on the road or something. Or maybe he's busy with his podcast, to be honest with you. I remember when I lived in the Fay Ray building. Who was the guy in the Lakers that played? He didn't live in the building. Derek Strong. His sister was one of the security guards. She had a little crush on me too, but she was a big girl. And when I say girl's big, she big. Monday, where are you again? Spa, Australia? Was that? I forget. 5 more minutes, guys, and then I got to end the stream and take a shower and get prepared for whatever hijinks. Oi, 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 oi. Do you like Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis, United Empire? They are AEW wrestlers. Well, you and I think Ben Jones, who I believe is in Melbourne, Australia, are some fans of mine, and I appreciate that. Uh, Wait, oh, is that why you getting all these chicks? They all lards, huh? I don't know what that means. Yeah, you can shout out Jet Ski Johnson and Haircut Smith. We're friends. We got two moderators in here, guys, so no inward towers. You'll be banned like that. Earl, you gonna get a stinky pinky? No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm just gonna probably after the show maybe go to Swingers Diner and get some food, and then come home and watch The Agency. I don't know what lards are, Spa. That must be an Aussie term. Wait, wait, oi, oi. Are you more? No, no. I mean, tonight's gig is a real shithole, to be honest with you. But it's this girl asked me to do the show. It's kind of interesting. She gives you a tarot card reading, and then you do a set. So you know, we'll see what happens. I don't know exactly what to expect. It seemed like a fun show, and every now and then I like to get in the mud and battle in the tough rooms. Not often, but I'm really respected in these rooms. I'm probably the only Comedy Store paid regular who will do a set at Accidental Chaos. And I don't know what that says about me. I was talking to someone last night, and they were telling me how much they love doing these shitty bar shows, and I'm like, I can't do them anymore, man. I just get too discouraged, when no one's listening, and I get it, but we'll see what happens. 2 more minutes, guys. 2 more minutes. If you're new to the stream, please hit the like and subscribe button. Can you give any of my brothers a shout? Yeah, I'll give Kevin a shout out at Accidental Chaos. Maybe I'll live stream it, and you guys can send the clip to Doom and My Lost Interest, and we'll get some traction in the Earl stream. It's 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on the West Coast. Coming up next on the ones and twos, we've got George Michaels with the sports report, and Dr. George Fishbeck at 9:15 with the weather. Hello. The Inappropriate Earl podcast is not on hiatus. I'm trying to get Larry Melnick on. He was a New York Ranger, Vancouver Canuck, Edmonton Oiler, and Boston Bruin. You'd think I'm John Miller trying to get in Bin Laden's tunnel, but Larry he's hard to track down. And I want to talk to him so badly because he is maybe the winner of the most iconic upset in NHL fighting, and certainly in New York Ranger history, when he defeated the heavyweight champ Dave Brown at center ice. So, book recommendations. I go 52 Pickup. It was a great movie. It's a novel by Elmore Leonard. 1 more minute, guys, and then the Earl world is done for business this evening. I will be. There was a listener who came to the Comedy Store last night, so I got two people in based on the Earl World streams. I will protect his name for anonymity, but thank you, William Zoom and Kip Smith, for participating in the moderation duties tonight. Much love, much love. And yeah, I mean, 52 Pickup, really, I can't really talk about it too much right now, but if you look at the movie, it's Elmore Leonard, John Frankenheimer producing. I watched it a little bit last night with two people who had never seen it, and they're like, this movie's great. So, we'll probably do a stream tomorrow night at some point, probably a little earlier than tonight's. No, we'll end the stream on the wrestling doll fiasco. Due to William Zoom and several others, I was able to get my money back, $124, and they're action figures. Chicken Man, the great wrestler from the 80s, Magnum TA, himself sent me the money back. Magnum TA in the house. I was like, hey, bro, I'm really sorry to do this to a wrestling legend, but I just want what I paid for. And he told me they had an employee who was supposed to be doing updates and whatnot. The guy went AWOL. And I get that, but they've already had my money for 5 months. And then The last update was more or less them saying, "Hey, it might not be till between March and April." And I just know when March and April comes around, hey, we've had some production delays. I just want my money back. That's all. 100%. You can come see me at the Comedy Store. I'll give you a tour of the facilities. Merry Christmas to you, Beck. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at some point, probably around 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I love you all. Thanks for listening. Go watch Jordan's travel vlog. It's the best in the business. Thank you, Zoom and Kip Smith. ACDC, thanks for being first in the chat tonight. And to the trolls, thank you. And it weren't too bad tonight. No racist or homophobic stuff. And that's really all I care about. Rudy, take it easy. Everyone, have a good night. Spa, you're the best. I told Magnum TA that I would buy the dolls when they have them. So, we'll see you. Good night, you guys. Whoa.